Hello, hello, everyone. Today we are going to use the Dark Goddess Tarot by artist Ellen Lorenzi Prince. Very cool deck, especially if you're interested in learning about feminine divinity or, feminine deities from multiple cultures. Really, really cool. The book that comes with it is fantastic and includes the stories and the lore behind the images in the cards here. And it's got those gold edges. And those of you who know me know I love tarot decks with colored edges. If they don't come with colored edges, I color them all. So this brings me joy. Also, thank you to everyone who put out good vibes and good energy to my family in South Louisiana. Direct hit from Hurricane Ida. I've heard from just about everybody now. Several of my friends and family have checked in, touched base. The ones who didn't check in have had other people say, hey, we checked on them and they're okay. Everybody seems to be okay. So I'm really happy for that. And once again, thank you to everyone who is putting out those good vibes and that good energy for me. I'm really relieved that it's over, and that everybody is okay. All right, we essentially had 3 flyers out there while we were working on that. Okay, so number 1, the situation for today, the 8 of water. 8 of water is also the 8 of cups. This really goes along with some themes that we've been seeing a lot in the last several days or even several weeks of doing this, in which we need to examine what is no longer serving us and what we need to walk away from. Walking away from something is always an extremely difficult decision. I get, just like in our reading yesterday, sometimes walking away from things opens up, this new regret and this grieving and this sense of loss. And we have to respect that. And the difficulty of that and how sometimes that really factors into our decisions. But we also need to understand that new paths are opened up, new abundance is brought our way whenever we clear out the old things that are kind of bogging us down, dragging us down, and no longer serving us. And that's really what we're looking at today. Those of you who were in the path of Hurricane Ida are probably doing a lot of this today. What no longer serves me? What do I need to get rid of? Did this storm clear out some of this stuff for me? Which sometimes happens whenever we're needing to clear out something and just really unable to do it ourselves. Something will come along and clear it out for us. So if you're in that situation right now, I understand the grief that comes along with that, but I also understand the necessity of forging new pathways. If you're not affected by the hurricane and you're, anywhere else or whatever, you need to look at what in your life that you may really love and you may really be attached to, but is really not serving your best interest, and ask yourself, how can you gracefully set that free? Now, I'm going to give you the flip side of that for just a second. And I'm going to ask you to also evaluate, do you sometimes set things free that don't need to be set free? Are you quick to say, this person that I dated has this little fault, and so kicking this person to the curb, and you're kind of burning through emotional connections over and over and over again, unable to really fully connect and really bring that abundance into your life because you are too fast to walk away from something. If that resonates with you, then this may be a message for you today to say, hey, the deal is we're not encouraging walking away necessarily. We're encouraging true evaluation of, do I walk away from this or do I stay with this? Do I keep this or do I let this go? And evaluation really from an emotional standpoint here. How does it feel to think of being free from this thing? Does that feel freeing? Does that feel good? Or does that feel terrible and horrible? And why? It's a very complex card, this Eight of Cups, but that's what it's about. So today, you're being presented with the opportunity to evaluate things, people, relationships, jobs, whatever in your life and decide, are they serving your best interest, or is it time to let them go? Big stuff today. So now let's look at opportunities that may come your way. External influences, possibly obstacles, things that may or may not be, or things that really won't be in your control. So beyond your scope of control, we have the Nine of Water, also known as the Nine of Cups. So more cups here. So this is emotional. The Nine of Water is about emotional fulfillment, but is it real? Are you filling an emotional hole with material things? Are you filling the void left behind by maybe childhood traumas or daddy issues or those kind of things with shallow, meaningless serial relationships, or with overspending or overcompensating some way so that it looks on the outside like you really have it all together when you don't? So you are going to be presented with an opportunity here today or in the very near future to really, really evaluate this and ask yourself, where are the meaningful things in my life versus where are the I'm just keeping up with the Joneses, or I'm buying all this shit because really I'm depressed, or I'm eating all this shit because really I'm depressed. So like, what emotional void are you filling with something that externally puts a Band-Aid on it but doesn't really get to the root of the problem? You're going to be really looking at this today. And that ties in very well with walking away from what no longer serves you. So what no longer serves you is very likely things that you are filling these emotional voids with that are superficial. And now let's look at the strength that you have, your internal things that you have control over that you can really use in order to do this. And we have the world. And what the world tells us is, hey, yo, you've done a lot of work on this and you've learned these lessons. Maybe you've been to therapy. Maybe you've done a lot of shadow work. And because of that, you know how to do this better. You know when something is no longer serving you. You know when it's time to walk away. You know when you're filling that emotional hole with bullshit. You've already learned how to do this. So you need to call upon lessons from your past, therapy, shadow work, meditation, whatever, and use the lessons that you've already learned in order to make better decisions for yourself now. So deep reading for today. I hope it helps you out, and I hope you have a great day.